So here we are with episode 5 of Stardust Telepath. Last episode, the tsundere finally joined our little group in order to help them build the rocket because, well, without her, they're probably going to die going into space. So we'll just have to see what is in store for our fully formed group. If you guys like the video, like the video. If you dislike it, dislike it. I do have my full length up on Patreon and early access to non-seasonal and some seasonal shows on the YouTube memberships. Other than that, let us get started. Oh, Teacher Zangi. Holy shit! Damn! What a rebel, dude! That's hooligan talk. Oh! Alright, teacher, you shouldn't be, shouldn't be burying herself in her chest. Oh god, using her as a tissue to when the teacher is conflicted. How dare you use a bike to get here, but also thank the fuck god that you're here in my class. You haven't been here since day one. Since day 0, actually. She wasn't even here at day 1. Damn, dude. What a rebel. She's out here driving in a motorcycle. It's not even like a cub or anything. A cubby? It's got like a scooter? Like a motor scooter or something? Full on just bike. Motorbike. Or is that a cub? Does that count as a... I'll look at it again. Oh my god, is that why she has these goggles? Other than that it looks cool? She's out here riding a motorcycle and she's got goggles on. That other girl that we saw last episode might not have been in the opening. We might not ever see her again. Even though she looked quite unique. Wow! Look at her. Sitting there. All cool and shit with her hands on her head. Finally told her what was on my mind. Your feelings reached her. Feel the stare. Oh! Bonaha? Over here staring at her, but when she stares back... Damn! Alright, let's see your English speaking skills! Is that are you having a donut for lunch? What? Wait, is lunch over? Like, I don't know what you're left. Yeah, I was like, it's open, isn't it? Yes. Oh, you can just fucking see right through her. Ooh, trying to be helpful. That's an indirect kiss. It seems like you're the one who has more trouble. Are you worried about her? She turns into this. Those are different settings. The one with the powder? Lend her. She's not even lending her. She is the backbone. She is her backbone. Uh-oh. We gotta work? Uh-oh. We're not even in a club. Free dreamers. Uh-oh. We gotta make a club now? Damn, she's been working. 10 billion. Yeah, she fucking researched it. We gotta bleed them dry. Sensei Club. Damn, here comes the girl who's going to get shit done. She likes bunnies. Got all those bunnies on her desk. Oh, the title? Endless Dreamers? Dream Rocket Club. One of a kind name. Well, that's one way to say it. Now you can't. You can always just get a new paper. Oh. Oh. She just rolled in immediately. Yeah, we're building rockets. Yeah. Fly into outer space. Jesus Christ. Oh, she's the club leader? Is that what she put as? That's I mean that's what Raimon put. Concrete idea by next week. Damn! Look, Umika can figure out the name herself. Found a place? You belong? But she still wants to go to space? What about you, Raimon? Ah! Oh, who's the vice president then? Overruled. Of course, it'd be Haruno. Because she'd be so much better as the vice president. Of course, that's how it is. The vice president does all the work. But that's why she's all surprised. And Raimon's in the club, of course. Tiny spark can set off in a big change. Well, at least she's very encouraging, right? I mean, instead of saying building rockets, why not it's the Rocket Science Club, right? Rocket science is a thing. Uh-oh. Whoa, 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 Raimon. Wow, we immediately just head into... Oh, shit. Damn, dude. You've been giving Haruno a ride? Imagine going to a school trip just to study. I do like that little... It always gives a really weird, like, alien-like sound, right? The music that's been going on a lot of the times here. Are you car sick? What happened? Or is it the heat? We're still at the base of the mountain. No. Just the kids in the back. Boo! Yeah, me too. me too. I didn't. Oh God! Oh God! How do you read this kanji? Can't rely on them forever. Understandable. Oh, what is this glow? Is that a newfound power? It's the or is the power of the YURI? Yo, just listening to her, not even having a conversation in your group. Like, what's that? Look at her working hard. You know, she's going to be the president and all. So She's stealing used food. Wow. Look at her having fun with her group. Sparkles everywhere. That's nice. That's cute. Mm-hmm. Who would have thought when you've got friends who believe in you? Wow. It's all because you met you, huh? Oh? Maybe she's lost. What? When an alien gets abducted by an alien. Oh, someone's not getting sleep. Maybe she was abducted by aliens, huh? She's looking into space, the stars? Oh, looking a little sadness, a little loneliness, huh? An expression that we don't really see as much from her. We're out in the wilderness, so less pollution. She does feel a little homesick, maybe? Well, it's not loneliness specifically, eh? We'll make it into space. Been there to guide my dreams. Oh, it's now your turn. Oh shit, you're gonna be the one? Damn! What a declaration! That's a clarinet, isn't it? Oh my god, we just... the way she does. Alright, y'all. Come over here, Raimon. Come over here. I'm sure even God will turn a blind eye. Damn, what a fucking rebel Raimon is. Moving forward little by little. Hell yeah. Oh my god. Alright, that is... that is so, like, in a romantic and, like, very gay shit right there. Wow! And then, like, the way that they were fucking holding hand and just, like, putting their, sliding their bangs aside. And then the slow moment of, like, them about to touch, like, it's very, like, anime coded of this, like, you know, they're about to kiss. That's why it's showing up doing it very slowly. And then Raimon and Haruno comes over to interrupt it. Oh. Raimon? Uh-oh! Uh-oh! Alright, that was a good episode. I need to sit down. But alright, I'm gonna go write my notes and we'll be right back to the center. Okay, Jesus Christ, all four of them saying things at the same time, so what Raimon wants to do is assembling models of solid propellant rockets. Umika says, I've always been interested in rockets and outer space. Now that... Okay, you know what? Hold on. Instead of trying to read all of them at the same time, let me go through their dialogue one person at a time. So, Raimon Alright, assembling models of solid propellant rockets will be the key focus of our activities for the time being. While they may be replicas, sorry, I didn't read that. Got distracted with everybody else. While they may be replicas, we are building real rockets. So parts like the frame and engine cost a significant amount. Okay, so Raimon is just out here having the logical explanation. And then here's Umika, who says, I've always been interested in rockets and outer space, and we all tried making bottle rockets. Now we want to make something more advanced. Okay, so that's her reason. And Haruno is, now the school already has an astronomy club, but their primary goal is to observe their stars. I mean, isn't that the whole thing with astronomy? In contrast, our goal is to research and develop methods for going out of space. What is that one for Haruno? What? School already has an what? Okay. Alright, then we have you. Umika and I are trying to go out into space. You need a rocket for that, right? So we need to make one, and Raimon Matataki said. Okay, so that's really it for just you. Me and Umika, we're trying to go out into space. God, fantastic. We got to see all their characters in the way that they respond to Emihara sensei. Okay. Okay, so I missed this part of the conversation where they were talking about how, like, oh yeah, during class you were just fiddling with whatever that she was fiddling with, and she's just like, I didn't miss anything. And tomorrow's another day of showing up to school whenever and doing whatever I like at my desk, right? If that's the case, then school's easy. And then they're just like, what are you talking about? We've got a study camp tomorrow. So what do we need to do for this workshop? Okay, and so using the given documents and literary works, and also literature, religion, history, environmental conversation, heritage site, plant and animal life, fine art. Okay, so using given documentaries written about this mountain's surrounding environment, each group will decide on a topic and create a report. Okay. And then you're just like, the fuck? Alright, so that was episode 5 of Stardust Telepath. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always like talking to you guys. For me, I thought that this was a pretty good episode. Wow, very gay. Very gay. Much enjoyable. So, we're just gonna get right into the beginning with Emihara scolding Raimon for riding a motorcycle without permission, to which, I mean, at that point, I guess Raimon should just go and get permission, but she's a rebel through and through. She don't need no permission. But you can see that despite Emihara being like, yo dog, you can't do this, right? What are you, a hooligan? But in the end, she is glad that Raimon is actually coming to school, because she didn't attend school since the first, I keep saying since the first day, since day 0. She hadn't even come on day 1. So, you know, we do see that Emihara does care about her students, as something that we will see a little bit later on, with Raimon being in class again, and and Umika being very happy knowing that Raimon is back, and, you know, we know that she has admired Raimon since middle school, so to see her again and potentially having her as her friend, that's a big thing. But we see Raimon, who is also looking at Umika as well, and she kind of sees, like, you know, when she was firing those rockets with her friends at the beach and stuff, you know, she seems like she kind of got it together, but looking at her at school now, I don't know what the hell's going on. Which, you know, an understandable thing. And I love that she looks over at Yuu, and she's just like, yeah, Yuu's still the same no matter where she goes. And we've got Raimon, who's still being the lone wolf, right? She's coming here and she's going to help them with their rocket stuff, but she's still not going to have lunch with them. I ain't eating with y'all. But after school, we can see that Raimon is out here getting loads of praises, and she is embarrassed by this, so she goes into her soon mode, right? Getting angry and being like, hey, like pointing out like, I don't give a shit about these stuff, but you can see right through her. She knows, right? Even though you might not know of the term tsundere, she knows how she operates. Which is fantastic. I always gotta love a character who can see right through you. I mean, Haruno can see right through her too, so. And then we've got Umika, who wants to be helpful to Raimon, right? She's asking, is there anything that's causing you trouble at school? If so, can I help? Can I do anything to help you? Trying to be helpful, and I love that Raimon is just over here like, why are you asking me if you can help me when you're the one who looks like you're in need of help? And it's nice to see in a way that Raimon is concerned about Umika. She has been watching her and seeing how she just stumbles through her school life, while Raimon is able to just go through it pretty easily. But I think I mentioned Raimon is going to be the person who is a little bit more serious about this whole spiel of building rockets. So, this is not even after school. This was during some time. I think it might be after school. Anyways, she's the one who's a little more serious, or she's just like, yo, so like, what's your budget? what's the budget for the club? And when she finds out that they're not even in the club, she immediately tells them, you need to make a club, right? She just crashes in. She's just like, sensei, club. And so they're writing their little form, and I believe Emihara is over here like, hold on. What is this? Summary of club activities. Rocket assembly, demonstration, research, launched bottle rockets, and measure their flight distances. Again, I was thinking, maybe if you put it as rocket science, isn't it called rocket science, or if I just play too much The Sims? Yeah, rocket science is a colloquial term for aerospace engineering and astrodynamics. Yeah, you could literally just say aerospace engineering. I think that's still an interest, and like if that allows you to, get your interest in, and for you to be able to blemish? No, I don't think that's a blemish. For you to be able to, curry your skills and get better as you grow up and, go into college if you want to learn and get into all these stuff, maybe even join NASA. I think that'd be a little bit better instead of just rocket assembly. But we'll just have to see how they come up with a better reason for the club activities and all that. Oh, and then we have this amalgamation of everybody talking at once, and Emihara is just like, alright, I'm gonna listen to all of y'all. But it's nice to see that Emihara is, as I've mentioned before, she is a supportive teacher, and she sees that Umika wants to be the president, albeit it was Raimon who puts it, but she sees that Umika wants to be the president, and Raimon is in the club, right? Raimon, who has not come to school all this time, and suddenly she's here and she wants to be in a club. That's good. She's like, this is like a little spark that's going to make a big bang, and she wants to greenlit it no matter what, right? Very supportive in this, so I really enjoy, gotta love supportive teachers out here. But before that, we had Raimon, who was looking at Umika, right? Kind of see the way that she's blending in with her two friends. And she says, good for you. You found a place to belong. At first, I was just like, this looks pretty dark. The way that they show this, and like the dark, the dark and murky background that they have right here. Yeah, and then they show Umika, but like only her body and not her face. It was a little spooky, just the way that they showcase this. But then she says, good for you, and like her facial expression is a little bit more not as negative as I would expected it to be. But yeah, so I was just thinking, I'm just like, it's an interesting thought. I mean, it kind of comes right back towards the end when Umika was thinking about like, oh, I feel all sparkly and everything because I'm having so much fun with my friends. And then she thinks back about Raimon saying, good for you. And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. So it kind of makes me think about like maybe the way that it is when Umika was telling her dreams about building a rocket and such, and maybe it emanates with Raimon, right? Raimon's able to relate to that because perhaps in the end she wants to find a place to belong as well. And I was just like, is there some sort of feeling of enviousness of envy, right? That Umika has already found a place that she belongs. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see it if we ever see her or not, right? Maybe it's I'm just looking at this in some other way that it's not portraying it as. But in the second half, they are in the study camp, which again, Jesus Christ, dude, imagine going on a trip just to study. These kids, they be walling. And also, I guess it's the way that the school is. But we have Umika, who is stressing out because she is in a group of people that she doesn't really talk to all that much, right? Her social anxiety is getting the better of her, and she's just gonna be like, oh god, what do I need to say? And then she's just like, oh my god, I'm blanking out right now. I literally cannot think what's going to what I'm about to say, which is an understandable thing. God, I remember this time when I was in second grade, I think. I remember the teacher saying like, oh, you, in order to, for you to leave, you have to tell the class name of an animal, but you can't say the name of an animal that's already been said. And I remember back then in second grade, I mean, I came from Vietnam. My English was not as good, right? I was still learning English back then. And I remember stressing out about it because, well, all the animals that I could think of, everybody else has already said it. So I'm just like, oh my god, what am I supposed to say? So then when it came time for me to have to say a name of an animal, I couldn't think of anything. And then I used my special ability, which is to just cry about it. Here in this situation, as Umika says, right, if only Haono and Raimon were in our group, that would make me feel a little bit more comfortable, which, again, understandable. But you can't exactly have them by your side all the time, right? Sometimes you've got to learn to be able to do this by yourself, but Yuu is here for her, and Yuu's out here just holding her hand, you know, putting her hand on her hand, give her a little reassurance. And we see Umika is able to say what she wants, despite her, you know, stumbling over words or, stuttering. There you go. Despite her stuttering, she's able to get through it. And I love that Haruno and Raimon are just listening to them, listening to her. Right? They're just like, whew, you know, she got past it either way, right? She's stuttering her way through it, but she's managing to get her thoughts out, so that's good. So everybody had a nice study time and everything. Umika's having fun with all these girls who she's never particularly talked to. And here's the part where I was saying where she had said it's all because I met you. That's why I'm feeling all sparkly. And then we kick to this scene. It's just showing Raimon, but it doesn't show her eyes. Kind of like when Raimon was having that thought about Umika, but it doesn't show her face. It's only showing like her body. I'm just like, why does it look so ominous? Right? She has this moment, and then she remembers Raimon saying, good for you, and then she opens her eyes, and she's just like, huh. She continues to think about you, right? If the club goes well, I can do more for you. And then she is reminded that she's going to be the club president. She's over here fumbling about it. Very cute. But she sees that you went to the bathroom, and she still hasn't come back. Assumes that the alien is going to get abducted. Very funny. So she ends up leaving. She doesn't see her in the bathroom, doesn't see her anywhere in this building, and she sees the door slightly ajar, so she goes off. And she sees you just in this field staring at the stars, and she has a rather somber face, right? Maybe a feeling of melancholy. And the only thing I would assume is that she feels a little homesick, which is an understandable thing, right? She is in a foreign land that is pretty much unknown to her, and even though she has friends who cares about her and believes that she is an alien, she's having fun and all that, right? She's not in particularly any danger or whatever. She still feels homesick. And I feel that that's what a lot of people would feel when they travel to a new place to live there for like the first 2 years or something, right? Even if they're having a good time, sometimes they will feel homesick and they think about their home. So it's an understandable feeling, and I love that just the way that we rarely see her having a sad expression. So the moment she sees Umika, kicks right back into that like happy-go-lucky attitude. But she makes the note that there are more stars than usual because they are out in the forest and all that, right? Less light pollution. And so she says, I found myself lost in thought out here, wondering whether one of those could be my home planet. And then she quickly takes this back, I believe. Yeah, she gets embarrassed. She says, my bad, forget it, forget what I just said. Right? It's not like I feel lonely or anything. I love life here on Earth, but you still feel a little homesick, and Umika realizes this. So she takes her hand, right? Tells her, we'll make it into space. And then she goes in, and she's just like, you is always out here to guide my dreams and my words, and now it's my turn to do the same thing for her. And we got some very fucking romantic feeling out here, dude, right? Her just saying, I'll be the one to make all your wishes come true. I'm like, whoa, dude, this is some gay shit. Y'all under the stars holding hands, her telling you that she's going to make all your dreams come true. Damn. Holy shit, dude. And then y'all just holding hands out here. But the duo hand. The hands are intertwining. They're about to touch forehead. And then the fucking stars are just getting like all pinkish and blue to, really correlate with their hair color. And then, of course, we have Raimon and Haruno coming in to interrupt the situation because that's just how it is. And I love Haruno, who's just over here like, ooh, shit! Haruno knows what's up. And man, I was thinking about like forehead touching, and because Yuu has forehead telepathy. Telepathy? Foreheadpathy. There you go. She's able to read Yuu's feelings. And I was thinking about, like, I guess when you really think about it, kissing another person, that is a way to show your feelings to them. Okay, how do I get my feelings across to you? I'm going to kiss you. So, hopefully the mood is up for it and the other person is, they're fine with it and all that. Kissing often is to show that I have romantic feelings for you. And so they're playing it like that, except it's with forehead touching. It's like, how do you do something that's like very fucking romantic without actually doing it? Right? With a lot of implication, but not actually kissing. Fan-fucking-tastic, dude. Fan-fucking-tastic. So gay. I love this episode. And then the fireworks get set off. She's over here touching foreheads. They be holding hands. They eyes be closing. They touching foreheads and holding hands while fireworks are just going off. Wow. Wow, so good. Oh my god, dude. Good fucking shit. Also, I was thinking a little bit more about the last part of the episode, last episode, I mean, when Yu was decided to touch Haruno's head and to see what her thoughts are, and then all we have is just like space, which would just to explain how vast and empty her head is. But I was thinking about it and how, like, you know, there are people who don't have imagination, which is like a very interesting idea. Like, the most simple thing is, what do you see in your head when you think of an apple, right? When you imagine an apple, how detailed are you able to imagine that apple? And some people, they can't imagine that in their head. And I think that's a very interesting thought. And so there's the idea of there are people who don't have thoughts in their head, right? They don't particularly have a voice in their head that's like yapping at them or anything like that. So like they're more of a external person, right? If they have something, they're going to say it. They're not going to like think about it, right? So I thought that was I thought that was interesting. You know, that could just be the way that Haruno is, right? She doesn't have a thought in her head. She lays it all out instead. Who knows, right? Who knows? By the way, that whole thing with like imagining an apple in your head, feel free to tell me how good is your imagination. Because there are levels to it. There are people who can imagine the shape of an apple. There are people who can imagine the apple with like the shade of color, whatever color you're specifically thinking of, like said apple. And then there are people who are able to just think of that apple as like the apple that you would see with your eyes, right? They're able to have that in your image, write that in their head, I mean, right? While other people, it's a little bit more simpler. So like, that's sort of like the levels of imagination. So, you know, think about an apple and then write in the comments and tell me if you are able to think of an apple with vivid details, or if you kind of only just thought of like the apple shape or whatever. I'll be interested to know how strong is your imagination, or if you don't have an imagination at all, which, you know, it's not a bad thing, I would say. You know, that's just how you operate, and you know, there are other ways for you to do stuff, which, you know, I'm always interested if people who don't have those type of imaginations, and like if they were interested in reading books, it's just kind of like, what do they take out of books? Because if they can't imagine the scenarios that is being said in the books, would that make them more disinterested in books, and would it make them more interested in anime or in manga that where the imagery is displayed for you? That's an interesting thought. I might do a little bit of research into that. But for me, I do have a rather strong imagination, so when I think of an apple, I am able to think of like a literal image of an apple, right? I'm able to see it in like various different colors and see, you know, like a nice little apple, little round apple. Apples aren't really round. I mean, it is round, but not like a you know, like round. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say. Again, very good episode, very gay, very enjoyable. And if I have anything else to say, I will write it in the description down below. I thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you guys in the next episode.